Hey all, J-Man here. I just want to tell you about beardedshirts.com. It's a great place to get a lot of cool superhero shirts and other merchandise. You can scroll, they've always got sales on. As you can see, they've got these really cool print all over shirts, which I really love. That's Eddie, the founder of the site. And if you're looking for stuff, all you got to do is you click on the search here and you can type in all over. And that's going to show you the all over prints, which are really, really cool. Look at that. You got Legion of Superheroes, you got Brave and the Bold, you got JSA, you got Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, all kinds of stuff. So check out beardedshirts.com. Hello, Legionnaires and WWE fans. We're going to talk about Money in the Bank 2024, which happened about 15-20 minutes away from me, but it was pretty expensive. So Steven and I did not go. Our spirits went, though. Our spirits had a great time. We spent a lot of money on stuff, and then our spirits came back, and I told my spirit, you got to go back and return all that because I can't afford it. So it went back and returned it all. I desperately wanted to go to this. Steven and I had it all planned out. The problem is that you had to buy collective tickets to start with. So the opening was you had to buy all 3 nights. So SmackDown, Money in the Bank, and NXT. And the thing is, once Steven and I did ringside at Raw, once you're like, I think we're third from the very front. Once you're third from the front, you can't do any worse than that because then it's just, you can't. It's like you got to do floor. And they were in the thousands of dollars for all 3 nights. So I thought, well, SmackDown is a short show. I don't care about that. Money in the Bank, the seats I thought would be really expensive. So I thought, why don't we do NXT? But even that was part of the collective prices. And now you can buy singular NXT tickets, but what's the point? Because they're all like $50 and they're in the nosebleed. So there's no point in going to that. I really want to see Lola Vice because she's like my favorite now. But anyways, we are going to talk about Money in the Bank. So we did watch it. Before we do that, there's a lot going on this week. I didn't realize how much is going on this week. So Monday is the Legion live stream. That's the flagship of the channel. Every Monday, Legion live stream. We got 3 killer Superboy starring Legion superhero issues. These are all pretty damn good. Wednesday on the Action Elite. This is my friend Owen's YouTube channel. His website is super killer. His website is literally quoted on Blu-rays, releases, and stuff like that. TheActionElite.com is the website. There is a YouTube channel. The link is in the description of all my videos, including this one. I'm going to be there. I believe Steven is going to be there. We're trying to drag Sean into it. Sean might not come willingly. But Steven and I are going to be on Wednesday on the Action Elite YouTube channel. We're going to be ranking the Beverly Hills Cop movies. And I've seen part 4. I haven't posted a review yet. I'm going to wait till Wednesday. We're going to talk about it then. Thursday, holy hell, baby. Transformers Legacy, the art of Transformers packaging. We're going to go through this whole damn catalog. I know you guys wanted me to do it on my last Transformers stream. Well, I didn't do it because I'm trying to milk you to come back for another stream. That's how it goes in the YouTube. I can't give it all in one stream because then I don't have anything to do later on. So you guys, you know how it is. This isn't your first day on YouTube. So I'm going to milk you guys big time for you to come back on Thursday to talk about Transformers Legacy. I'm joking aside though, this catalog is awesome. All this art, this is our childhoods, man. Like this art, just seeing it just triggers it. I'm not wearing my WWE shirt today. I was wearing my C3PO. I just finished catching because I didn't see Money in the Bank live, unfortunately. I had to catch it after. So I just finished watching. I didn't have time to change into my WWE gear. I quickly did I was like, Steve, can you get on right now? Let's do it. Friday, holy hell, fantastic Friday. This is going to be an amazing Friday, but also a sad Friday. This Man, This Monster is Clobberin times basically his favorite issue, his favorite image. Eddie from Bearded Shirts had a specific shirt made for Clobby on this image and removed some of the text, so it was just sort of the image for him. I'm so happy he was able to get that. I wish he was here for next Friday. Plus Black Panther. So conclusion of Galactus, This Man, This Monster, and Black Panther. Wow, what a Friday. And then coming up in August, we're doing, it's my birthday, it's Clobby's birthday, and it's the release date of Fantastic Four, his favorite team. So we're going to start Imperious Rex issue 1, where we're going to start by going through all those comics from the Silver Age. And that's our tribute to our friend Mike Alonso, Clobberin Times. That's going to be our tribute to him. Basically, all these streams are a tribute to him anyways, because I got a lot of my kind of format from Clobby, and Clobby had introduced me to this website, Mike's Amazing World of Comics, which I used to do a 90s stream with Sean, and Clobby wanted to come on, but he didn't like 90s comics. So he's like, well, if you ever do Silver Age, I'd love to come on. And, we just never got around to doing it. We're going to do it now in his memory, call it Imperious Rex, which is, and I copied his style of thumbnail, but added my own flair to it. All right, let's say a thank you to the Legionnaires, and then we're going to start. Of course, Dan, who joined up right away. Thanks, Dan. Sean, Stephen, who's coming on in a minute. Brennan, Mark D with a C, RR, Philip Story, and SVon82. SVon82, we're going to be doing a Dazzler stream relatively shortly. Just figuring that out. And of course, our one and only legendary forever Legionnaire, the best friend we've ever had on this channel, Mike Alonso, Clobberin Times. You are with the Legion, and you're watching over us to make sure that everything goes well. You didn't like wrestling. I know he didn't like wrestling, so you're gonna have to bear with us on this one, buddy. Just get through this one, because we like wrestling. I know you weren't a big wrestling guy, but we still got to shout out the Legionnaires. So this one, we're still doing it. So watch over us. Help us get through this one. All right, let's get Steven in here, and then we can start. Hello.
Dude.
Yeah, lots of
Money in the Bank, $3,500. You want to go see Money in the Bank?
You need. I don't have enough money in the bank to go see Money in the Bank.
I know.
Oh,
I needed new blinds. It was new blinds or see Money in the Bank. I chose the blinds.
Yeah. All right, let's say hello to Joe Dog, who's here with Donna Troy, man. Yes, you're watching Forbidden Frontier on Nerdrotic. Oh, what is that? Oh, Stargates, Skinwalker's Ranch. It's ancient mythology. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know about that. I didn't know they did that. Brian is here. Hello. Matt, the soy season cancel culture BS. They ruined the shows from the comics. Oh, they ruined a bunch of stuff. Oh, the soys. You mean like the boys? Is that what you're thinking? You're saying the boys is the boys was the sponsor of Money in the Bank. How is that a family? Like, it is not for families. Like, I've been watching season 4. I'm all caught up. It is not a family show. You're watching NXT. Yeah, I know. NXT's on. Is it on right now, or it's starting soon?
It's on
right?
now. Yeah,
it's on now. Yeah. Say hey to Lola Vice for me. She's like my favorite going on. FK, hail buddy. Hail. Skeptic, you're here. Presented by the boys. I know. Presented by the boys.
I don't. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
The Boys is filmed in Toronto, so I guess that makes sense.
I guess. Oh, milk us. Yes. If you saw episode 6 of the Boys, there was some milk. That was weird. Are you caught up on?
I'm not caught up on the Boys, or I like, I've just been hearing about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm behind. I'm really behind. There's too much to watch.
It is weird, yeah. Milk you guys big time. Yes. Okay. That's going to be a nice one. Yes. If you're talking about Fantastic Four, then that is going to be nice. OMFG Steven, he is here.
Yeah, I know, Skeptic. I know. Well, here's the thing. Always leave them wanting more, right? If I show up all the time, you guys are going to get bored with me. So I got to make my special appearances. Just, it's a special occasion.
Right.
I believe in that. So,
that's good.
I'm
all right, let's take a
not like J-Man or Sean, man, where they have this endless font of knowledge. I just show up when it makes sense for me to show up.
Also, I have my notes that I always have to. Okay, so let's take the poll is already varied. Wow, this is crazy. We got 7 votes. One person, I guess, gave it a 5 out of 5. One person gave it a 3 out of 5. One person gave it a 2 out of 5, and the rest gave it a 4 out of 5. So it's a 57% give it a 4. We will talk about it as we go. Presented by the boys, which it is odd. We mentioned. I have to tell you, I didn't watch a lot of the Like, I kind of skipped that stuff and got to the matches because I wanted to. when about 5 p.m. tonight, I looked at my schedule. I thought, holy crap, I've got to stream every day. And on Tuesday, I'm playing Talisman. And actually, Steve, if you want to play Talisman on Tuesday, we can do that on Steam. Jay wants to try it out, so we're going to try it out. So I was like, I'm like, I got to do this like right now, or I got to do it like Monday before Legion. And I thought, if we can, let me see if I can do it right now. Plus, I was catching up on Judge Dredd magazine, or Magazine is what it's called. So I was reading Dredd magazine and watching this and trying to take notes all at the same time and answering several messages that people leave me and creating the Beverly Hills thumbnail. All right. The first match was we got Jay, Chad. Hey, Papa Wheelie. Hey, Papa, I don't have, I'm not able to do any of these wrestling events live. It's, the thing is like my wife literally like does not care about wrestling or just actively just hates it. So we do a lot of stuff over the weekend. Her and I do a lot of stuff. So today we went, checked out some bookstores. I actually got the Cimmerillion, which I didn't have. I want to grab that. And then we go and have breakfast. So we do a lot of stuff. So I don't have time. We come back and watch. I just watched Annihilation today with Natalie Portman and Tessa Thompson and whatnot.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, both you and Sean said it was good. I bought it based off Sean because Sean never tells me anything new is good. So if he says something new is good, I buy it instantly.
I liked it. I was a little bit surprised. But there's a little bit of drama in it, and the drama's a bit eh.
Yeah.
But
what isn't?
But I as I told my wife, I was like, listen, I was like, this is, she's like, oh, the drama. I was like, listen, this is every movie now, so it's just part of it now. But it's an hour and 50 minutes or something. If it was an hour and 30 minutes or 35, it would have been bloody like 9 out of 10 or whatever. Like the other stuff is super pumped up. The drama is only minimal, so it didn't take me out of the movie. So I thought it was really good. So watch that. What else? We watch Enterprise, Star Trek Enterprise, and you guys know that because you've been watching my videos. Okay, first match was so Jay versus Chad versus Drew versus La Knight, L.A. Knit, Carmelo, and Andrade. I made only a couple of notes for each thing. The leg drop, that was pretty awesome. That Andrade did like that flip thing, that was pretty damn good. L.A. Knight on the back of the ladder, that was pretty damn good. And then basically Drew McIntyre won and then cashed it in the same night. So I don't know. Overall, all of these matches had some neat things, but they ranged from I didn't really care versus I kind of figured who would win. And not only did I kind of figure who would win, I kind of figured out what would happen. Like I figured Drew was going to win. And then you didn't think Drew was going to win? You thought Chad was going to win?
No, I thought it was going to be Jay.
No, I had a feeling. Okay. I wasn't sure. And then I was like, oh, Drew's going to, I just had an epiphany. I had an epiphany. I was like, Drew's going to win this. And then the second he came and cashed in, I was like, oh, that means CM Punk's going to come and ruin it. Mm-hmm. And then that just like killed that entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
This match, what did you think of this match as a technical, forget the story. Forget about the story for a second. Then I'll ask you about the story. Just as a viewable, like, oh, it's I don't know what wrestling is. Let's check this out. Oh, this looks cool. What did you think of it that way?
So the plus is the participants they picked for it were all either really technically proficient or great personalities. So you had Jay, LA Knight, and Drew McIntyre. They're good, but they're personalities. And then you had Gable, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes, who are crazy athletic.
They're good.
Super moves. Chad Gable's on fire right now. Like
big time.
So
big time fire.
Yeah, the participants I was very happy with. The match was too short. 100% too short. I didn't think it got enough time. They aimed for more for like big wipeout spots as opposed to really letting things unfold properly and making it seem like it was something.
We're just saying
when
that.
all the other guys were exactly
just saying that. Yeah,
exactly. Everyone was doing a big spot, and I was like, I get it. Like, and these ladder matches are one of the few times I'll actually speak out loud when I'm watching a wrestling thing. And usually I'm saying no, because as anyone who's watched me knows, I am not a huge fan of ladder matches because the opportunity for injury is just too great. And I get it. Like, it's entertaining as hell, but it's almost like watching someone get beaten for my amusement, like literally. And it's a little bit too close to home.
Some of the women's spots were like,
oh yeah, some of the women's spots were ugly. Like
ugly,
but like
yeah.
But like this one was a lot better as far as the spots goes. They looked very clean. It was just too short for me. I was like, it just seemed that it started and then it was like big spot, Drew won. That's what it felt like with me. It wasn't like that. I know it did go on a little bit, but like it didn't feel like it went on long enough. When Chad Gable did that flip through and then he did that Chaos Series German suplex, I was like, my God, this guy is just awesome. But it just like
that was crazy, yeah.
Yeah, with the abilities of everyone in that match, I wanted it to go longer.
Yeah. So okay, storyline wise,
I wasn't happy Drew won. I think it should have been either Jay or LA Knight, to be honest with you, or maybe if they wanted to swerve people. I personally would have had Carmelo Hayes win because I think that guy is coming to the top. He's got the look, he's got the personality, he's got the skills. Just let him have it for a while. I didn't want to cash in that night for the same reason you said, which when Drew did, I'm like, well, that's that. I would have had Carmelo Hayes win because I think he's the fastest rising star. And I'd like them to take a direction with Andrade. Is he a face? Is he a heel? He's got mad skills, but his personality is lacking.
He looks cool.
And he's married to Charlotte Flair, so he's a very lucky man. But like, I feel cold with him. I'm like, he looks great, but I have no idea where he's going with his character.
I forgot he was in this match. Like, I mean, when they announced it, I was like, oh yeah, shit, he's in this.
That guy. Yeah, because he has no personality.
Yeah.
I actually would have liked LA Knight to win, to be honest with you. LA Knight has deserved his spot, but obviously they're invested in him going after Logan Paul. So it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I was okay. Look, oh my God. Like, what is going on with this Drew McIntyre stuff? When we get to it, when we get to the cash in, I'm like completely on the opposite of all these fans. Like I don't like CM Punk at all. I can't stand him. I can't stand this coming in every time now. It's like this is becoming like you're just being an annoying ass and you're being a heel for no reason. People are cheering for it, but it's not like Austin where Austin did things in a cool way. Well, I guess we'll get to it. Hold on. What's the next match? I got Sami Zayn versus Braun
Breaker.
I mean, we're saying like it was obvious that Sami was going to win, right? Like I mean, I didn't care about the storyline at all for this one.
I thought it would be Breaker because the thing that's throwing me off about Sami Zayn is they're really trying to push off this whole, hey, he deserves it. You know, he's an underdog. He can persevere. The problem I have with that is anyone who watched old time wrestling knows, and I'll use the 1-2-3 kid. If you got the 1-2-3 kid and you slap the Intercontinental Championship on his shoulder, around his waist, this makes sense because now you have to establish. We don't have a history of the 1-2-3 kid, so establishing him as this underdog who can overcome things and do all this makes sense to me. Sami Zayn's a 40-year-old guy. He's been around forever. Having him as this big underdog who can beat these big threats.
Yeah.
Why?
He's already been here for a while. Yeah,
he's been around. Like the underdog from the underground was his thing when he showed up. I'm lost on what we're trying to achieve here. And Braun Breaker's future is bright. He is pissing me off because he's dating Cora Jade, and I don't think he quite deserves all that. Oh yeah, it's all real, skeptic. Don't worry, the check's in the mail. I mean, he gets to date her, which I think is completely nonsense, and that's me when I think about that. But like, he's a rising star. He's got all the skills. He's got freakish, like, physicality. He's athletic. He's got the right pedigree. He's got the right character. This should have been a Ultimate Warrior-esque squash of the Honky Tonk Man.
Oh,
it wasn't. He won. You've now diminished Breaker. Sammy can't get higher than where he is now. So I don't know what they're doing. It just didn't.
I don't care about Sami Zayn. No. I liked him when he was in that Bloodline thing. That was fun. Ever since then, I just don't care about him. If I would have, the only reason I thought Sammy was going to win is that I'm like, I guess they're just keeping him as the winner now because, like, I feel like Braun Breaker is like, it's almost like one step forward, two steps back with this guy, right? And I'm like, now he's two steps back again. If he would have destroyed Sammy, I would have literally sat up. To me, this was the iPad match.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what's going on. Let me read some Judge Dredd magazine. It's like, oh yeah, that looks. Oh yeah, there's some cool. Like, come on.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They tried to pump it. Look at Break. Oh, like Sammy. Oh, we have a new champion. I'm like, yeah, get out of here. Yeah, that's true, Brian. Yeah. But you know what? It's like when it's scripted, wins and losses don't matter. It's all about the dollar bills. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird to me. The Undertaker is old. That is true.
He has an autographed copy of the Bible.
Yes.
He met the writers. Can you make this out to Undertaker? That is a strange name, good sir. I don't know if we approve of that name. It's like, oh, it's all good.
Oh man. Yeah, I
people don't like John Cena. I know. I didn't like John Cena in the beginning, but I kind of like him now. I don't know why. It's just like I didn't like him when he first was around, and I don't like him now.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
I think they pushed him too much, and then I lost interest.
But then the fans turning on him auto made me like him, just because. Yeah, we'll talk about that when the time comes. But like, generally, this match was just the P-break match. It didn't accomplish anything for Braun Breaker, which is who I think they needed to focus on. So.
Right. And I don't think Hogan drives a race car. He's not a race car driver, skeptic. He called Hogan a race car driver.
He did.
I because of that message or something, whatever. The guy, I mean, that's like 100 years ago. The guy said that, the guy, we can't prove anything, and I don't accuse anybody. I love Hulk Hogan too.
Race car driver.
Yeah. That's my code.
Oh, I get it.
I can't. If I say it, I'm going to get demonetized.
Yeah, I'm today. Sorry.
I'm going to give the. I love Hulk Hogan. I know he's the best.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Trish Stratus came out, introduced John Cena basically. I mean, she looks good. Like that's it's like
what. She came out and I'm like, is this a joke? Like, this woman still looks awesome. She's 49 or something, and she came out. I'm like, I literally think I said, "Oh baby," I swear to God. I was like, she was hosting, and I was like, you can host whatever the hell you want. Yeah, just Trish Stratus is just she. I might literally have to put her in the My Hero status now because it's just like ridiculous.
Trying to find a good. I think there's a good. There's not. I mean, there's lots of good gifs, but I don't know if there's any.
Yeah. John Cena announced his retirement. Well, this has already been hinted at. So him coming out and announcing it, I was like, okay, like we knew this was coming. I'm not. Right. He's going to be 48 next year. So I was kind of like, yeah, Macho Man and Hot Rod. Those are two big rips. Like, honestly, losing those two guys was rough.
Oh, yeah.
When you think about the great personalities in wrestling, and especially Macho Man, he was also a great wrestler.
Macho Man's the best. Like, overall, the better. Macho Man's up there. Roddy Piper, for sure, is up there, obviously. Flair and those guys. Hogan. I like Hogan. Here's a.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah, I met Trish Stratus. Yeah, she. It was like, yeah, I don't have words for what I have to say about that. She is incredible. She's as incredible in person and up close as she is on television.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cena retiring. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I guess he's going to come back and do one last run, Royal Rumble to WrestleMania. Hopefully, some wrestlers get the rub from him and it helps them. But Cena, to me, has been gone for years. So
you did say Canadians are awesome.
The needle. Yeah,
I appreciate that Canadians are awesome.
Oh yes, I did appreciate that. John Cena sucks up to everyone when he comes out, so I'm good with that.
Here's the picture of me meeting Lita and Trish.
Man.
And then Steve, you've got an individual you got an individual picture, right?
Yeah,
like,
both of them.
Separately.
No.
Or did you get the two of them together?
Two of them together.
We got the two of them together. Okay,
I want to be a sandwich. I want to be the filling in between the Oreo.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Let's see if I.
Lita's good too.
Oh yeah, Lita's great. Should I send you the picture so you can post it?
If you want to post it, yeah, send it. Ronda Rousey versus The Rock. Stop it. Something. I like Paul Orndorff, yeah, for sure.
Paul Orndorff? Oh, yeah. Mr. Wonderful.
Not when they redid the Orndorff Hogan Friends and Enemies thing. Yeah, well, wrestling is like a soap opera. They you emailed to me, right? To my personal email, which one
I'm just doing it now.
Okay. The WWF, yeah. Oh, I've got tons of them. They're actually not on this shelf anymore because they were just gathering a lot of dust, so I put them away. Gone for years. Sounds like he's head of state, major world power. So yeah.
Okay, saying to you.
Send it to me. All right, I will. I'll put it up when we get it. Okay. So that was Cena. Then we had Seth versus Damian Priest. Now I guess if Damian loses, hey Double C, what's going on?
Hey.
So it was decided that if Damian loses, he's out of the Judgment Day. Is that what it was going to be?
Yeah. So the stipulations were if he was out, if he lost, he was out of Judgment Day, and if Seth loses, then he won't get another title match as long as Damian Priest is the champion.
Right.
Just make sure I'm saying this to your right address here.
Yep. All right. So Drew cashed in the Money in the Bank. There's a triple threat match. CM Punk shows up. I don't know. I can't stand CM Punk. I'm pretty much done with him. I like Drew McIntyre. I've always liked Drew McIntyre anyways. Drew McIntyre, hashtag Drew was right. Like, it's like CM Punk is screwing him out of all these things. And the problem is it's getting to the point where it's becoming a bit nonsense.
Yep.
Like,
agreed.
I don't care anymore. It's like, oh, he screwed him. And it's like, okay, well, you know what? Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's just getting like weird for me now. And I don't really care.
Yep. Yep.
So I don't know.
This had the worst timing botch I literally think I've ever seen. I was actually shocked how bad the botch was.
How bad was it?
Seth was pinning Damian Priest, and it was obvious what was supposed to happen was Drew McIntyre's music was supposed to hit, and that was supposed to make Seth go shocked, and he was going to break up his own, or he's going to get out of the pin.
Right.
The reason I know that is because Damian Priest did not kick out of that 3 count. It was a 3 count. I have no idea how everyone, even the referees are the commentators oh, the referee saw something and all that. He saw what?
What did he see?
Did he see a pretty girl in the crowd? There probably was a few of them.
1, 2. Oh, hey, how's it going?
Yeah. They tried to cover it, but it was such an obviously horrific botch. I couldn't believe it because Drew's music was supposed to hit, and the guy on the music cues. Yeah, I agree with you, Brian, because that took me out completely of the match. I actually was just thinking of the botch after that.
So I completely missed that botch. This is another match where I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And again, it's like, this is the, checking the phone. Owen wants me to set up the stream for Wednesday. Okay, yeah, well, I'm good for Wednesday for Beverly Hills Cop. Oh, did something happen? Oh yeah, there's Drew McIntyre. I literally missed that entire thing. I wonder if we can find. I guess we can't show a video of it. I'll get nailed immediately for that.
No.
We'll get to the botch in a second. Steve sent me his picture. There's the two of them.
Woohoo!
So this is a more posed picture, so it's actually better because this was just at the table. So they're just like, oh yeah, come to the table. This is like a more properly posed picture with them.
Yeah.
So that's it's a little bit better. It's the quality's much better because it's off it's off their camera, so it's like a high resolution.
Yeah.
Resolution.
It's a professional cameraman.
It's a professional cameraman. I'm not saying that the guy who took the picture of me wasn't a professional, but I kind of am. It was funny at WrestleMania, but now it's sad seeing Punk screw. Yeah, I'm done with this. Like, I screwed him. It's like, I got him. I'm like, I don't care.
But the botch destroyed me because I was just like, how did that happen? The ref counted 3 with Seth Rollins pinning Damian Priest. I'm like, okay, so Seth's the champ.
Right.
What's going on? And I literally was Drew McIntyre's music hit. I'm like, no, that something screwy happened. Damian Priest didn't kick out of that pin. And then Drew showed up, and I'm like, oh, God, here we go. Because I'm like,
you effed it up.
Over again.
You effed it up. Damn you.
I'm surprised how they started chanting that because they generally do for botches. I was actually shocked I didn't hear that. But I think everyone was just confused. And then Drew McIntyre saying hit because the camera or the music guy woke up.
What? Oh, what? Shit. I didn't press it.
Yeah, and then he came out, and then I'm like, okay, when's CM Punk showing up? Oh, look, he showed up. Oh, he's beating him up. Okay.
You're just jealous of chatting with babes online. Napoleon time. You're just jealous of them chatting with babes online. It's like, hello, who's running the music here, Kip?
Maybe he was buying that Pornhub shirt that other guy bought when he was meeting Alexa Bliss.
That's one of my favorite pictures of all time. Yeah. We did a stream a while back. It's still in the playlist where we talked about the most awkward the most awkward female wrestler fan photos.
Yeah, photos. Yeah.
And there's some really weird. There's this guy who's like attacking Becky Lynch and she's like, and you can see that she's just like. She's terrified. She's like,
yeah, that's bad. But the Pornhub guy was the worst.
No, I'm not. I'm not giving my wrestling collection of what Steve can buy any of the everything that you see here, except for my childhood wrestling toys, which Steve had more wrestling toys than I did as a child, so he should really give me his collection. But everything that you see here was purchased while I knew Steve. He could have, and he knew about it. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to order Liv Morgan's autograph. He could have easily went on and ordered
Morgan's autograph.
Sorry, that's a bad example because you did do that one. Anything I've ordered, I've told Steve, and then he's tacked on with my order. So he has Alexa. Do you have Alexa Bliss's autograph?
Alexa Bliss.
He's got Alexa, Liv,
Bailey, Io Sky, and Dakota.
Yeah, me too.
Lita, of course.
So we have the same collection, except for that belt, which I'm not going to tell you the story of how I got that belt.
And but you have the same. I think you have some plaques, and I don't have like some of the.
I've got Becky's plaque with the 2 belts, and I've got Bailey's plaque right there, which you can kind of. You're not going to be able, even if I make this full screen, I don't think you'll be able to see it. You can kind of see. There's Bailey. Yeah. There's Damage Control. That's all 3 of their autographs. That's a Bailey autograph. That's Liv, Lita, not Lita. Alexa's there. I also have Cody Rhodes, and that Shotzi's autograph, and then above this is Becky's, Becky's plaque with the 2 belts. Okay, so then we had, this is the most hilarious for me. Naomi versus Tiffany versus Chelsea versus Zoe versus Lyra versus Io. Okay, Chelsea Green continues to impress. So she's scared of heights. She's trying to use the ladder to knock the thing down, and she's jumping. They're like, Chelsea, you have to use the ladder. Tiffany did a great dive there. Lyra slamming Io was friggin' awesome. Zoe on Tiffany's literally flicked Tiffany's face into the ladder, which was insane. There's so many insane ones I was writing down. Zoe with Lyra, that was crazy on the ladder. That was crazy. Io to Zoe. Okay, Io, did she power drive or what the hell happened? That was crazy.
Which one?
Where she off the ladder onto that bridge ladder. I couldn't tell. That looked scary.
I think that was supposed to be a power bomb.
It was supposed to be a power bomb, but it looked almost like a weird power driver. Chelsea throwing the. No, Chelsea fell on the tables, but she's trying to. Did she throw the ladder? Someone got a ladder thrown at. Someone picked up a ladder and tried to throw it. I couldn't remember. That was all jokes. I gotta tell you, I really like Lyra Valkyria. I think she's really cool. She's one of my favorites. Oh, Slade is here. What's going on, brother? I went to the original WWF Survivor. Oh, that is awesome, man. Survivor Series is badass.
Well, it's my second favorite pay-per-view after WrestleMania. I love Rumble.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, SummerSlam's cool, but I love Survivor Series. There's just something about that time of year and having the elimination stuff. I love elimination matches. I do love elimination matches.
For sure. All right, so what are your thoughts on this? Well, okay, so Tiffany won, which, did we think that?
We knew. That I actually knew. Yeah.
I was pretty sure about that one. I thought maybe if there's some corner, a little bit of hope that Chelsea wins just to be awesome. But she's not going to win. She's too goofy.
She's still that unpretty her she did to, I forget who on the ladder.
That was weird.
That was awful. She literally just jumped off the ladder and
fell on her butt.
I think that was Naomi. It was absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
So and Zoe screwed up too. She did that corkscrew splash, and she actually smashed the back of her head off the ladder. I don't think she hit the other wrestler at all. I think she just literally wiped herself out.
Yeah, she just wiped herself out. Yeah. Zoe looked like, sometimes looked like she took some hits there.
She took some hits. The only one who looked polished, I guess you could say, is Naomi and Tiffany. Tiffany did that great Alabama slam where she sort of spun and she took out, and then she did the Alabama slam on Naomi. And it was a very safe slam. You could see how she placed her. It looked a little clunky, but it was safe at least, because those ladders are BS. As soon as they pulled out first of all, I get the Dudley boys, but can someone please tell me why everyone is so horny for tables all the time? They want tables every match. I'm like, I don't understand why.
Yeah, I don't. They're very easy to fall through and they break away anyway. So I don't think it's some big huge thing or whatever.
I don't know. Well, the spot at the end with Chelsea was great, where she went through both tables. I
love Honky Tonk Man.
Oh yeah, Honky Tonk Man was a great heel.
I love Honky Tonk Man. He's so cool. I got the figure of him with the old one, the one where you flick the arm or whatever.
Yep.
I put all those away because they were just getting so dusty on here. I've got Jake. I've got all of the best. Was that I can't remember if somebody in the chat might know what it was. It wasn't Kenner, right? I don't know what it was.
I don't think so.
But those I have Macho Man, Honky Tonk Man, Demolition, Jake the Snake, $1 Million Man. I have and then I ordered a couple from this guy on eBay, and he threw in Kamala and I don't know. So I got Kamala and I think it was Akeem or something. I was like, I didn't order these.
Oh, man.
But he's like, who cares? Just have them. So
Kamala and Akeem.
I'm sick of fans. Yes. Yeah, there you go.
You're welcome, Double C. I'm over it.
Here's a great heel. Yes. LJN. Yes. I knew somebody was going to know.
Oh yeah. LJN. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got, I don't have Hogan, but I've got Macho Man, Demolition, Jake the Snake, Honky Tonk Man, $1 Million Man, Big Boss Man. I have a picture of me as a kid holding the Big Boss Man toy that I got for Christmas. Oh man, but Steve had the bigger guys, the rubber.
Yeah, I had the rubber guys. So I had like, Hillbilly Jim, Junkyard Dog, Jimmy Snuka, Jake the Snake, Don Morocco, Hogan, Big John Studd, Andre the Giant, like everyone. I had almost everyone. It'd be easier.
Oh wait,
you didn't have.
LJN did the big ones. Who did this? I had the small ones. I'm sorry, I've got the small ones, not the big ones.
I know the one you're talking about. Like not the rubber ones. It's like
they're plastic. They're like 5-inch or something.
Yeah, 5-inch
or 4-inch or something. Not LJN did those big huge rubber ones. I only have I have Greg the Hammer. I have 2 Greg the Hammer Valentines. And I had as a kid, I had Captain Lou. Hasbro. Yeah, it was Hasbro. I thought it was Hasbro. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Hasbro. So yeah, I've got the Hasbro ones. Let me see WWF.
You remember the thumb wrestlers?
Oh, I love the thumb wrestlers. They were great. Yeah, Hasbro. These are the ones. Oh, I want Warrior so bad. Oh gosh, Yokozuna. That's great.
Yeah, Dad Yokozuna.
Yeah, I like the smaller ones because it was just easier to. They were easier to like handle. I think maybe they're probably cheaper.
Yeah,
but those LJN ones were awesome.
And then the paint would get. I guess the paint would get off on the wrestlers. Like if you actually wrestled with them.
Oh, they did.
They had paint. Mine had paint all over each other.
Right.
It was just like, and I broke one ring, so I had to get a new one.
Oh wow! How man, you're rough.
No. I actually had properly choreographed matches, which probably doesn't surprise you. But my friend would come over. He's like, oh, and he'd like smash them together and throw them up. I'm like, that's not a match. What are you talking about? I'm like,
there's a guy on YouTube who recreated. He took the sound effects, of the Steamboat Macho Man match, and recreated it with the LJN characters.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome.
It is absolutely awesome. And I've met the guy's name is Michael Mercy was the guy's name, and I can't remember what his channel is called. But he recreated it. I actually met him at a toy show. I was like, "Oh my god, I know your videos." He's like, "Yes, that's so silly, man." But yeah,
no, dude, the LJN figures.
Hold on 1 second. This right here, my friend, not Sean, who you know, the other Sean, had an entire federation with storylines and like guys with belts and stuff. But yeah, go ahead, Steve. What are you gonna say?
Yeah, I had the I did WCW with GI Joe figures. I actually had matches. I just assigned a wrestler to each one. So, to give you an example, like Shipwreck was Hawk from the Legion. Now that wasn't actually a thing, but you know what I mean. Right. I know that. But no, the thing that pissed me off about the LJN figures, the rubber ones, were they weren't in the right pose to do some of their things. So, for example, Jake the Snake was like this, and Damien would hang off his arm.
Yeah.
Well, if his arm's like this, you can't do a proper DDT.
Yeah, it should have been like this, so you could do DDT with this hand, and then this one would like hit or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there was stuff like that pissed me off. Right?
I'm like that toy guy, right? Like it's like I'm like, oh, this feels weird, like it's like that with some figures. I hate it when characters would not have like if it was a superhero, they need to have a fist hand so that you could punch, right? Like the wrestlers, like. What's Greg the Hammer Val? He's not bad. He's more like this, and then like his arm is like that. So he could do a clothesline, but then he can't. A figure 4, I guess he could kind of do.
I did the figure 4 of him. You could do a figure 4. Like Hogan was fine because his knees were bent, so you could do a proper leg drop. Right. There's certain guys who were in the right position to do their popular moves. But I remember Jake the Snake specifically being a piss off because I was dying to get Jake the Snake. So I got Jake the Snake. I was super pumped up when I saw him. I'm like, well, how the hell am I going to do a DDT of this? I did it. His first match was against, I always remember, his first match was against Don the Rock Morocco. It's the main event of the card I had that night. And he DDT'd him, but it was just awkward as shit. So I wasn't happy with that.
The LJN figures are so originally supposed to be smaller, but they like the simple figure. So they went, yep, there you go. Yeah. Just Joe, how's it going, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, so comps... Yeah, so comps is basically a bigger GI Joe almost.
Yep. Yeah.
They had pretty damn awesome posability, but they all look like cops, so it was hard to, like you'd have the thing with GI Joe, you could put them against Star Wars, like all those 3.75-inch could all go together and have like a big match. You could fight with them all. But I have many muscle figures, which is based on Kinnikuman, or Ultimate Muscle, which is the Japanese manga / anime of those muscle characters. So MUSCLE or whatever. What was it called? Mini Universals something creatures. Oh, I forgot what muscle stood for. But I have a ton. Like I've got a checklist. I've got a spreadsheet checklist. Maybe I'll share it after of like the checklist of like the guys that I have. It's friggin' pretty damn awesome. But yeah, I was trying to find some good Lola Vice ones, but I couldn't find anything. So but I love Lola Vice. I watched her at her well, it's Bellator. It wasn't UFC. I watch all her matches. She's great. So I'm just like, she's awesome. I like all of her stuff. And she's just like, I watched tons of her interviews, so I got to know her a bit more. AWA. Oh, I had a lot of weird. Oh, dude. Oh man. Oh, are they here?
AWA.
I have a lot of weird wrestling figures. None of them are here. They're all in one of my boxes. Whatever you see here is nothing. I got way more stuff than this. A lot of that stuff is in my storage boxes. I've got a lot of weird I would get tons of wrestling figures when I was a kid and just get any version of anything I could get. But I would have loved to have the ring. And if I would have known you, Steve, we would have had awesome cards because we could have done storylines.
It would have been incredible. It would have been so good.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. All right, what's our next? So we're still talking about the women's match though. So I guess Tiffany winning is really the best.
Yeah, it's good. I think what you see is that so they're at a crossroads with Tiffany Stratton because she's heading into face territory, and so is Chelsea Green. Just with the reaction from the crowd, they're going to have to turn them both face at some point. I think what happens at SummerSlam is either Nia Jax beats Bayley and then Tiffany Stratton cashes in on Nia Jax, or what happens is that Bayley beats Nia barely, and then Tiffany just cashes in on Bayley and wins. I think either way, Tiffany Stratton is the women's champion for SmackDown during SummerSlam.
Yeah, I mean, what's the next? Bayley's got something. So wait, who do we have right now? We've got Liv.
Liv is Raw, and Bayley's SmackDown.
Yeah,
and Bayley's defending against Nia Jax at SummerSlam, which is the next pay-per-view.
Here's the Tiffany. Here's Tiffy time.
Now, something was teased during the show. I don't know if you saw, J-Man, but they were talking to Trish backstage, and Tiffany confronted Trish, and I'm like, oh, a Tiffany Trish match would be nice.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, Trish time or whatever, or Trish time's over.
Trish time.
Oh, those are great, though. Yeah. Those are great to have. We can do wrestling streams that aren't about. I wouldn't mind doing. And we can get Sean on this one too. I wouldn't mind doing a wrestling figures stream, like look through all of the figures that have come out. That might be really interesting. I'm going to make a note of that. That might be a really fun stream to do. I wonder if there's a place where we can get. I wonder if Internet Archive has WWE magazine or WWF magazine. Oh my God! I think they do. Holy hell. Oh, it only goes back to, they only have some. They don't have any of the 80s ones.
That Sean sent me, it was hosted by Zack Ryder, and they went through every iteration of every release. LJN.
Wow. That's awesome.
I actually saw Chelsea Green for the first time on that show.
Oh,
and Zack Ryder's going up to her because he's married to her, and he's like, oh, I found this and blah blah blah. And Chelsea Green's like, honey, I don't care about this.
oh man, Chelsea Green is awesome.
Yeah,
I found
she's awesome.
I found a 1986
the red Canadian Maple Leaf stuff. That was all good.
That was awesome. I found a 1986 issue.
Oh.
Of what's it called? WWF magazine. I'm trying to see if I can find. I had a there is a great oh yeah, look at this. I've got them all here. I wonder, oh, you can just buy them. Oh, you can't look at them though. There was a great site I found for a lot of role-playing game things and like Dungeon Magazine and stuff, and so cool. I sent that, and there's a ton of stuff on that one, and I sent that to Sean. Hopefully, I think do I have that bookmarked? I should have it bookmarked somewhere. I do have it bookmarked. Yeah, it's like An Archive or something, but it has all these great magazines and stuff like that. All right, so that was that. Yeah, I like Lyra Valkyria a lot. I think she's really neat.
I just agree with Becky Lynch. She needs knee pads. I don't like the non-knee pad look.
Non-knee pad Lyra?
Yeah, I just feel like she's going to end up, because her boots look weird to me, and I'm just thinking that she's going to blow out her knees at some point.
Right. Yeah, her boots do look a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Once we're done talking about the pay-per-view, I can share. We can look at some pictures because I know I know people like that. Cody. Then we had Cody versus Randy. Sorry, Cody, Randy, and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. The news is in. I don't care about this Bloodline at all. Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns is obviously going to come back as a face and beat the crap out of them. That's what it is.
That's obviously happening.
They beat up.
Next month. Yeah. They beat up Paul Heyman, which is, shows their obvious physical superiority, because, beating up a late 50s overweight man who is not a professional wrestler obviously shows how tough you are. I like this new Bloodline, but I'm not sold on Solo Sikoa. Oh, Nintendo Power Mags.
So that site, Skeptic, hold on. Nintendo Power, hold on a second. Nintendo Power, they got them all. Skeptic buddy, I'm going to send this to you on Twitter. This website has all Nintendo Power magazines ever released in PDF.
So I have a question for Skeptic, and J-Man, you can answer this too. Did you have the Simon's Quest, I think it's Simon's Quest cover, where Simon Belmont is standing there with Dracula's decapitated head?
No. Oh my God. What issue was that?
I forget the issue, but I remember it freaked people out.
All right, let me take a look here. Nintendo. I know we're going to get on with it. I know this isn't a Nintendo Power. Nintendo Power, Simon's Quest. Let's see. Oh, yeah. It was Nintendo Power Magazine number 2. Oh, it's $300 if you want to buy it. Or what's the date on it? Castlevania 2, 1988. 1988. It's probably this one. Oh, it's in CBR format, buddy. Skeptic, you're gonna need a reader. It's a CBR, so you can convert them to PDF, but it'll be CBR. It'll be a CBR reader. The pre-show had Chelsea with
hanging on top of the cure for her, and she was still scared of the ladder match. Well, here's the thing. Well, I think she overcame it. Top of a skyscraper? Interesting. I would have taken her to the CN Tower. But yeah, I guess it wasn't enough, Joe. I guess she was like, oh, perhaps, like, I guess it's just a different thing. you got to think a ladder match, like especially a Money in the Bank ladder match, is scary because you're not just trying to climb a big ass ladder to grab a suitcase, but you're looking over your shoulder because you're wondering who's going to tip the ladder over or whatnot. So
yeah,
man, Chelsea Green.
These will never show properly. Yeah, these are all.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like her as a brunette.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, as for the Cody thing, not a surprise. The Bloodline was not going to lose that match. I think it accomplished everything they wanted. I was glad that Cody actually ate the pin, surprisingly, because I'm tired.
That is surprising
all the time. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But obviously, we'll see Roman at SummerSlam. I think come down with Paul Heyman, or maybe Paul Heyman in Traction. I have no idea. To help out Cody in his match against Solo Sikoa.
Massive botch.
Yeah, massive botch, man. It was bad. I actually sat there and I thought something. I was almost like, am I seeing this correctly? I almost went back, but I decided not to because I'm like, you know what? What I saw must be true. It was a huge botch. I have no idea how that was allowed to take place.
So Triple H commented saying that he hopes that he commended Priest for his performance and hopes that people won't focus too much on that small error.
It wasn't a small error.
Not sure if it was a small error.
It was a small error. It literally took me out of the entire match. I was just sitting there like, how could they allow that botch to happen? That is atrocious. This is why you never have a music cue break up a pin.
Anything can go wrong. I did audio on live TV on Sean's when Sean and I worked at the TV studio, and I did audio for live television. Like, audio is unforgiving because nobody did anyone here in the chat ever call Netflix or call your Crave or Prime or Disney Plus? Did anyone ever call Disney Plus and say, love the audio tonight, I could hear everything perfectly, right? But if the audio, let's say you're watching a pay-per-view and the audio goes out, you call and be like, yo, I can't hear anything. What's going on with this, right?
Yep.
You don't call and say, guys, just want to let you know the audio's brilliant tonight. I could hear everything. Like, it's assumed that you can hear it.
Yep.
Right? So audio is completely thankless.
It
you
is.
Only know when you effed up. So when I took on audio, like Sean's like, just so you know, like you're never going to be praised. You're only going to be like complaint. You're only going to get, whatever complained on. You're only going to get complaints because when audio works, people just assume it's going to work. When it doesn't work, the immediate call out, Jay, what happened with the audio? What are you doing in that booth, right? So I did the audio, and you can't be on the phone. Like, there's no bullshitting.
Yeah.
Now, my show was only 1 hour live. It was only a live 1 hour show, so it wasn't that bad. But this is 3 hours and 15 minutes. You can't mess up on audio. Even video, because there's many camera people. So if one camera guy's effing up or falls over, even on my live show, there's 3 camera operators. So again, and we know one of the camera operators was never on top of his game. So when that camera operator wasn't on top of his game, you quickly cut to another camera operator who is on top of their game.
Essentially had 2 cameras because you couldn't trust the third one.
Yeah. 3 cameras. But there's only one audio booth, and I'm in it. And so if I mess up, it's like, who messed this up? Probably Jay, because he's the only one doing it.
So, and I know, Joe, this is a sore spot for you, but like the camera work on this show was awful. I agree. Jacob Fatu is going to be a big time star. He is a monster. That guy is athletic and crazy, and he's got the right look and everything. The camera work. Oh yeah.
You get like
A 10-second delay?
Yeah, ish. You get a delay.
Yeah.
So you've got a slight delay to try to bleep it, but
it's not much.
It's impossible. Like, especially if I only had to do, I think I only had like, I had one mic, two master. I had like 4 mics. I had a call-in mic, so a call-in speaker because people would call, it was a call-in show. I had a speaker. I had guest 1, guest 2, or host 1, host 2. I think there was a master audio. So you had to quickly like fade in and out. There's music, so I had to bring music in, bring music out. 2 mics. I had the mic on the call-in person. You knew the hosts weren't going to mess up, but the person calling in could just be like a crank call. They're supposed to screen them, but you know, so you have to be fast. That was the only mic that was troublesome.
Yeah,
because if someone starts screaming or yelling, then you have to cut their mic.
Get the crazy person. But like the camera work for Money in the Bank was bad because I saw several missed shots, and I don't mean missed by that much. I mean missed by that much. And I'm like, I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know. There was one.
Could park a car through there.
There was one sequence where the wrestler being hit did not take one shot at all. It was absolutely ridiculous. Like he was knocked over by the wind of the person missing their shots. Yeah, because again, I agree. It's visual, right? Like if you can't see it, then you're like, WTF? Like it's just.
Yeah, that's usually connection issues.
Yeah,
because there's always cameras rolling. So, and I don't know how many audio people. I mean, there's several commentators going on, 1 mic per guy. I'm sure there's the microphones that they are handing out to people. There's an announcer. So you probably have like 10 audio channels or something, right? I'm sure. And then the crowd, if they're yelling so much, you can pick it up through other mics. So it's hard to know what mic it's coming from. That's the other thing.
Yeah, that is.
We had a guy. We had someone talking so loud in my studio that the host's mic was picking it up. So if I cut the host mic, the host is speaking.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
There was some fun stuff, man. I think I was there for that one. But
that's awesome.
Yeah. I remember that.
Really, a big X in the picture?
Yeah,
wow.
Big X. Big red X. So there was there was just some bad. I mean, if they cut the audio during the fans singing Seth Rollins' song, I'm perfectly fine with that because I can't stand that. It just happens all the time. It's like the What chants now. And I saw people wearing the What shirt. I'm like, are they still selling those? Like, seriously? What? Slow clap.
That's my favorite character, Avon, right there.
Yeah.
Yay! You got the What chance. What?
4 botches that you missed at WWE Money in the Bank. I don't know. I think I caught the botches.
You mean besides the 7 I saw?
4 you missed.
Whoa!
Let me tell you something, man. When that botch with Damian Priest, no one missed it.
I did. That's because I wasn't watching.
Who? Well, yeah. Unless they weren't watching, no one missed it because everyone in the arena was like, "The hell."
Yeah, Austin gets the. I know people love that Austin shirt.
Austin makes tons of money in WWE, and he hasn't shown up in a couple of years now.
Let's see the. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah, she needs the knee pads.
The boots are like they look like they're attached with Velcro. It looks weird to me. Like,
yeah, I don't like this at all. These boots here, they suck.
It's like the boots have been like it's like one of those ones where you wrap it around and there's Velcro at the back and you just like attach it that way. Like it looks like those. Like it looks like she literally used Velcro to put them on her.
She needs a better, like her costume.
She needs a and you know what? She did something that I'm like, oh, J-Man will be pissed with that. I saw her losing hair or feathers or something through that entire
time. She puts feathers in her hair.
I
mean, it's part of her thing, so I get it, and it doesn't hurt anyone, so I get it.
Yeah.
Usually the earrings bother me. Like Rhea Ripley's earrings always come out.
Yeah, immediately.
Immediately. So I don't mind Lyra's thing as much because you see that I don't mind it that much as I do other things, but it is slightly weird. But I mean, I guess it's part of her shtick. So
you know the problem I have with Lyra Valkyria? She still does not have a good finisher. Oh, the NWO! I got one of those finally, Brian.
Yeah, I love NWO.
I didn't have one when they were out, so I'm like, 25 years later, why not?
Yeah, I know.
I don't like her finisher, the Nightwing, because it looks super awkward. I didn't like the kick. The splash was fine, but her Nightwing now, so she puts the person up on her shoulders, and then she drops them. It's supposed to be like a Michinoku driver. This is what it looks like. She places the opponent very gently on their back. Like she drops and then she just like goes like that and places the opponent on their backs.
Trying to find
completely off. It looks horrible.
There's no GIF of it.
The night, you know why there's no GIF of it? Because it's absolutely awful. I don't know why that's her finisher.
I like this.
I do like that.
That was when they were in Saudi Arabia, and you have to be fully clothed, right? But actually, it actually kind of she looked like a friggin' like
a raven.
She looked like she did look like a raven. I was like, oh, this looks really cool.
Yeah.
I love Vulture's my favorite Spider-Man villain and one of my favorite characters, and I like that kind of look. What did we? Yeah, Austin NWO shirts and sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the. Let me see if there's any.
Some of the moves, yeah. Like Chelsea's was the absolute worst because you could tell she was very scared doing it.
Right.
And she just jumped literally off the ladder, and then Naomi's just like, "Oh, she's not holding me anymore," and she just dropped. It was. That
was weird.
It was really bad.
There was some, here. No, that wasn't it.
No, that was an actual good spot.
That was good.
But that Unpretty Her one, even they're like, "Oh, it's a modified Unprettier." I'm like,
no, it wasn't. It was a modified sitting down.
It was.
She just sat on the. She sat and then fell off the ladder. That was all she did.
That's all she did. Yeah, Zoe Stark knocked her. Like when I saw that, I was like, and even of course the announcers seem to be picking up on every botch because they're like, "Oh, she hit her head on the back of the on the ladder. She seemed to get it as much as the opponent." I'm like, no, she got way more than the opponent because she didn't touch the opponent. She literally cleared the opponent and smashed the back of her head off the ladder.
Yeah, almost suffered broken neck.
Yep. Yeah, it was a really awful botch because you could see she didn't hit the opponent at all. If she had hit the opponent, she wouldn't have had that problem.
Yeah, like it looked kind of rough.
I'm surprised she didn't kill herself.
She's okay though, right? I don't remember.
She's fine. She continued wrestling the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I don't know who's who though on those.
He was the guy in the suit. He was the guy not wrestling.
Oh yeah. He was cool.
He took a massive hit in the back of his head. It was actually awful. It wasn't like one of those stupid ones where you could see it didn't hit. He hit the back of his head hard. I saw it. I was like, "Oh, you didn't fall right," is basically what I said to myself.
Yeah, I mean, like,
There were a lot of ladder matches, man. You get a lot of botches. You get a lot of guys getting hurt. I don't see how you can't. They did do one smart thing. I'll give them credit for that. They learned from Shotzi almost face planting on the ladder when she was trying to run up it. They had Tiffany do it this time. Tiffany's a lot more
yes,
well balanced.
Yes, I got that. CM Punk. And then it's like, oh, like, what was this about? Like, oh, I'm sitting here with the belt. Like, okay.
Yeah, I so to sit in cross-legged is a shtick. He had the belt. I don't know why. They teased the Seth Rollins thing with him. I honestly think you turned CM Punk heel.
Yeah, like the problem is that Drew McIntyre, he is getting screwed. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. It's like you're writing it. I don't know. My problem isn't with Drew or CM Punk in the sense that I'm pissed off at them for something. I'm trying to figure out the storyline. Like, you know, I read comics all day. I'm reading whatever, I'm rereading The Hobbit again. And, I'm reading these stories. And it's like, there's like, there's sense to it. And then you might like different characters. So if you're if you're watching, let's say you're watching Star Wars, you're like, well, I like Darth Vader. Yeah, he's the bad guy, but I still like him. So wrestling's a story. So the story here is that, Drew McIntyre keeps saying, I keep getting screwed. This is unfair. So you got to think about it is that if he was a villain, so if Drew McIntyre was a heel and he's saying, I'm getting screwed, it wouldn't be true. It's just his dumb interpretation of the events.
Yep.
It's like, I got screwed. It's like, you got pinned fair and square. What are you talking about? No, it's bullshit, right? That's what these people do, right? It's like, I don't know, Honky Tonk Man uses his guitar to hit Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and then Hacksaw Jim Duggan ducks and he hits Jimmy Hart, or Jimmy Hart tries to hit Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jim Duggan moves out of the way, and then he hits Honky Tonk Man, and then Honky Tonk Man loses, then Honky Tonk Man's like, I was screwed, it was outside interference. Like, right, by your own guy. Like, That's how that works, right?
Yep.
Or a face would be like, it's like, there's interference every time in my match, you keep messing around. It's like, but that's what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, it'd be like, Hogan's about to win, and then, Honky Tonk Man comes in and hits him, or Piper comes in and hits him, or pick your bad guy of the week, Slaughter comes in, or whoever, Sheik comes in, and it's like, you know what, Iron Sheik, I can't have a match without you showing up and beating me and trying to screw me over. I want you at WrestleMania. It's like, that's what Drew McIntyre is saying. It's like, yeah, but it's true. CM Punk is screwing him every time. Mm-hmm. So are you the face? I don't get what's happening.
Yeah.
Because me liking or disliking somebody, like, you made a lot of great points when you're against Lola saying, well, she's doing things that faces should do, but she's not a face. So I can understand. I cannot now. Which is hilarious. You did call that. You called it in the sense that it didn't make any sense, and then they corrected themselves.
Yeah.
But no, that's fine. And I can understand that. And I said, yes, Steven, I understand that, but I like her anyways. I don't care. So I'm not saying it needs to make sense for me to like or dislike a character.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that this is going on too far. The Lola thing was going on, like 2 or 3 weeks, three weeks, maybe 4 weeks. And they're like, okay, this is not working. Let's fix this up. Right. And they fixed it up. And this is NXT, where you're allowed to work your stuff out.
Yeah.
That's the point of it, right? Lola, what do you want to do with your character? Well, I like doing this dancing thing because I did that in Bellator. Well, it's not working with this angle. Why don't we do it? Okay, let's try to make you more favorable. Talk about yourself. Talk about how you struggled and all of this. Hey, Jamie, how's it going? Paul Bear, yes. Oh, yeah, he's awesome.
Oh.
That's crazy. That is so crazy. No, so NXT is the figuring it out thing, right? This is Drew McIntyre, who's been around for 100 years, CM Punk, who's not new. What is happening here? Why is this storyline so weird to me? I'm like, I'm with Drew 100%. I want him to beat the crap out of CM Punk and destroy him.
You know what it is? It's not an organic and WWE is bad for this. It's not an organic heel face thing.
Right.
Right. Like, it's WWE trying to force us that Drew McIntyre is the villain and CM Punk is the hero. It is backed up by the fans,
right,
who keep chanting for CM Punk and booing Drew McIntyre. Now, Drew McIntyre has had a couple of rough promos where it's like, yeah, that's how a heel talks.
Right.
But the actions, if you believe the actions speak louder than words, old axiom or whatever you want to call it, CM Punk is clearly acting like a heel. And he's not just acting like a heel with Drew McIntyre. He screwed over Seth Rollins, who is a face.
Right.
He's coming across like a selfish prick, right? And as much as WWE is sort of saying, oh, Drew's earning this because of his, obsession with CM Punk, would you not say that CM Punk also has an obsession with Drew McIntyre?
Yeah, big time.
Like, he keeps interfering specifically in Drew McIntyre's matches. And he's saying, oh my God. And he says, yeah, that distracts the shit out of me.
Cora Jade will make it all better.
Cora Jade makes a lot of things all better. But anyhow, so she comes. Oh man, she comes in. I mean, he comes in. See,
we've messed Steven up. That was my plan.
Yeah. Just put a pretty girl on the screen. You mess Steven up.
Let's put Drew
now because I'm not.
Get back to business here. Here we go.
So he's only interfering in his matches. He's been saying like, oh, Drew McIntyre's obsessed with me. Right, but it takes two to tangle. Right. You could just be like, screw you, like he was so happy he put CM Punk out and he didn't get to WrestleMania. Just leave that as the storyline.
Right.
That's enough. You don't need to keep going this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because now CM Punk is looking like the heel and Drew McIntyre is looking like the face, which is not what you want because that's not what the crowd is reacting at. They want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah. So you have the one thing where he kind of got screwed, and then that's it. Just that's the one thing, and then that's the end of it.
Right. You don't need to keep reminding us that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre are at odds.
Right.
That has been established. It's not like CM Punk shows up and we're like, who's this guy again? We don't know who, we know who CM Punk is.
Right.
You don't need to keep having him show up and continue this.
Right.
It's not building anything. People want to see CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre like months ago. Right. So just let it go. You're now causing harm to the storyline.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's not that it's losing me in the storyline. It's more like I'm totally with the wrong person who you don't want me to be with.
Exactly.
So I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what's the point of it. It's just weird, and it's not playing out the way that they think it's, or they want us to think it's playing out or whatever. So anyway, so let's take a look at the ratings here. Stop. I'm gonna remove this. Let's take a look at our poll here. 15 votes. We've got 33% gave it a 5 out of 5. 33% gave it a 4 out of 5. 20% gave it a 3 out of 5, and 13% gave it a 2 out of 5. Mm-hmm. I'm going to end the poll there with 15 votes. What do you think, Steve?
I gave it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's impossible not to give good marks to the ladder matches.
Yeah, they're awesome.
The insanity of the spectacle. I enjoyed the main event. I think it accomplished exactly what you wanted it to, and I think you got a pretty decent match out of it. The middle match was the worst one for me. The second match between Sammy and Braun, I didn't think was a terrible match. I just wasn't terribly interested in the match. But like the third one was the only one I can honestly say I think they shit the bed on. Everything else I was like, Pretty good.
All right. Let's do a quick, just a really quick reminder. Tomorrow is the Legion live stream, guys. Make sure you're here for that. This is going to be a really fun one to talk about. A lot of goofy stuff, but some really neat stuff as well. We're in the golden, or not the golden age, but we're in the awesome age of this. Wednesday, I'm going to be on the Action Elite. Steven and I will both be on the Action Elite live on the channel. The link is in the description of this video, plus all my other videos. We're going to be ranking the Beverly Hills Cop movies. And then Thursday, we're doing Transformers Thursdays. We're doing Legacy, the art of the Transformers packaging. This is going to be friggin' awesome. We're going to go through all that stuff. It's going to be wicked. Friday is Fantastic Fridays, Silver Surfer, This Man, This Monster, and Black Panther. Holy crap. That's all happening on Friday. This Friday that just ended was the best Fantastic stream ever. It was so awesome going through the storyline. Imperious Rex is coming in August. More on that when it gets here. We will do Headmasters as well. And we will do more of the comics. This Sunday, Sean and I think Owen from the Action Elite are going to be meeting Stan Bush, who did the music for Transformers and also Bloodsport. Also did a track for Turbo Kid. And we're going to be meeting him. We're going to be meeting Bob Budiansky, who is the writer of the majority of the Transformers comics from Marvel. That's going to be pretty cool. He's going to sign my Headmaster comics right there. I'm going to take those. And then I think Sean's going to meet Simon Furman, who does a lot of Transformer stuff as well. And I think he wrote the encyclopedia on that. Yeah. So that's going to be cool too. But so hopefully I'll get something. I don't know what I'm going to get. Transformers are expensive, so I don't know if I'll be getting anything big. Steven's got an author's page, which is linked in it's actually linked to the top. It's pinned, but it's also on all of my other streams. So your next book, what's coming out, Steve?
Wizards and Demons. Just getting the cover done. The artist sent me a sketch for one of the characters who's going to be featured predominantly on the cover. I was very happy with the sketch. I only had a couple of notes for him to adjust a couple things.
Nice.
But I'm very excited to see what he comes up with, because this is a very special book for me. It's, a couple of characters who I've I created, and I find I love living in their shoes and living in their world. So I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it if they give it a chance to read. So very excited to see how the final cover comes out.
Awesome. And yeah, I've already read some of those, and they were all awesome. So that's a for sure. You guys should be picking that up. All this stuff's on Amazon in all regions. So take a look for it. You could just search. Go to the link first, and then that gives you a link to the Amazon page. I'm assuming from there. Right? Yeah. All right, everybody. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for Legion, man. I just read the issues today. I'm looking forward to talking about them. They're going to be a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll see you on Monday. That's it, everybody. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.